My name is Evgeny Stasenko. I am an artist and an art teacher. In addition to drawing and painting, I teach artistic composition. The ambiguities and contradictions in traditional methods of teaching composition led me to the need to build my own theory, logical and practically applicable. Although I use many generally accepted concepts, my approach to composition differs significantly from those that existed until now. One of the primary flaws of existing theories of artistic composition is the attempt to build a system based on harmony. However, the problem is that the concept of harmony cannot be clearly defined. It is not surprising that no one has yet been able to build an adequate theory on such a vague basis. My concept of conditions of comfort in composition based on the principles of perceptual organization from Gestalt psychology allows us to stand on solid ground in this matter. It is not mystical harmony that should be achieved in the composition of a picture, but a pleasant, logical arrangement of elements that makes the image attractive. This is comfortable. Accordingly, cases of violation of the conditions of comfort can be considered in the context of the effect that it is produced by such a violation. The emotion that composition awakens. Composition has an emotional impact on the viewer. As elements of composition, I consider lines and spots on the limited quadrangular plane, since they are the expressive means of painting. The illusory three-dimensional objects in an imaginary three-dimensional space inside the frame I attribute to the narrative content. A clear distinction between such areas as narrative content and composition is of decisive importance in matters of creating an artistic image. To study compositional solutions, I use two-component schemes since they allow one to clearly read the relationship between figure and background. In Gestalt psychology, the relationship between figure and background is one of the central concepts. My idea of inner and outer balance in composition is completely original. It offers more flexibility in arranging the elements within an image. My understanding of movement in composition as a subconscious sequence of elements examination in an image also differs from the traditional concepts. It's based not only on the principles of Gestalt psychology, but also on the scientific research of Alfred Yarbus, eye movements and vision. Using the criterion of comfort, we can, on one hand, define the main task of composition as the creation of a space on a limited rectangular plane that will be subconsciously perceived as comfortable. On the other hand, knowing the laws of creating a comfortable composition, we also have the opportunity, if necessary, to create an uncomfortable, disturbing, or boring space. In conclusion, it should be noted that the modern understanding of the subject of artistic composition is not something integral and systematized. We are dealing with some attempts at such systematization and with compilations based on several major works in this area. At the same time, in these major works, the practically applicable elements of the theory of composition are mixed either with question of narrative content or of design, and sometimes these theories are simply incomplete. In my books, I try to analyze all aspects of the application of my theory of composition to give a complete and holistic picture. These books appeared one after another as questions arose over time that needed answers. They are available on Amazon now. The book Composition and Painting provides a new perspective on composition in visual arts. It is a very clear and logical system easily applied in practice. And there is also a book Composition in Photography. The book is an attempt to explore how the rules of composition used in painting could be applied in photography. For those who are open to new ideas, there is a lot of interesting stuff. The links are in description below the video.